Do you know that feeling you get when you play a game so frequently that it becomes a habit to log on with second nature? Yet, when you do log in, you just stare at the things in the game and can't make up your mind what to do? I'm sure many of us have felt this way before, and I'd like to talk about the idea of slowing down your gaming experience, not only physically, but mentally. Or in other words, finding games that are slow burners. We live in a world that has increasingly become more fast-paced, and never having a moment to think for yourself. TikTok, Instagram Reels, and YouTube Shorts all play a role into this idea of needing to fulfill that rush of content and experience. I'm sure like many, you found yourself scrolling mindlessly through these videos, just thinking how dumb the content on these are. You constantly see videos of people explaining what's going on in a 10-second clip while the video in the background replays itself over and over again, while realistically you could have just had the video played out and see the result yourself. And sure, there's occasionally good content to be found, but it just feels so fast-paced and incessant about being seen, rather than a long-term experience. So this is a sign to slow down. Video games, in a sense, are always fast-paced, but there is a very special and consistent genre of games which allows a player to slow down. It doesn't require attention at all times, yet it also garners specific aesthetical tastes to those who want to slow down, enjoy the breeze, and take in the views of a surrounding. Whether your interest is in games such as Minecraft, Terraria, or Stardew Valley, or in others that involve exploration and adventure, there's a plethora of games which I think can fit this description, and I'd like to draw from a few examples and talk about the subject within a few stories. The first story came just recently from a game called Ark. My friend Jared has been interested in this game for many years now, and I've joined him on a few worlds that he's built and messed around in. There's been a new update for Ark Survival Ascended, where it's basically the base game but better textures and graphics. From an outsider's point of view, this game probably doesn't match the description of one to slow down in. At times it can be fast-paced and scary, exploring the ocean and creating bases in the world which you are now part of. But early December there were two moments that changed my point of view on this game. The first was when we were messing around our base at home. It was growing late in the day, so we weren't really planning on exploring, but we sat around a campfire and chairs, and looked out on the river which we had our house next to. This is a small example, but feeling that coziness of slowing down and just taking a moment to be in the game together without doing anything was a powerful experience for me. The second comes with me and Jared when we are all alone in a winter biome, taming dinosaurs around the area and waiting for the sun to rise as well. The winter wonderland in which we found ourselves felt unnatural and intimidating at first glance. Yet when we built a little base to take shelter in, and turned it into a Christmas cabin, it changed my outlook on the experience. It seems to always happen around the holiday time when there's a shift in my gaming habits, or, well, games in general. Instead of high-action, minimal conversation games, I instead get sucked back into narrative, slow-paced, and long-term games which catch my attention. These are the days that the 2-week Minecraft worlds with the boys happen, when the Terraria or Stardew take hold once more, or even grindy games like Ark. And this is where the second story takes place. A word about Stardew Valley. I had tried this game a minimal amount a few years ago. I literally just logged on, planted some crops, and got confused about the point of the game, and pretty much logged off and never touched it afterwards. Then, earlier this November, my friend Jared once again convinced me to give it a second chance. Man, am I glad that happened. Once he invited me to play it, I was blown away with the world building and cozy nature that this game had to offer. It wasn't something I was expecting from a farming simulator, but just having a routine in game as well as adventuring, mining, and meeting all the town NPCs and characters really broadened my experience on how a video game can tell a story. That, tied along with all the different things that you can do in the game, really helped solidify this idea of a slow burner game, one that you pick up and don't right away complete. These can also include games such as Skyrim, or even examples like board games match this description: Jeopardy, Wheel of Fortune, Uno with friends, as well as Catan. Games that really get you to make you think about your decisions, as well as spending time with friends, are some of the best examples that I can think of. Like I said, maybe it's just the nature of winter, but there seems to activate something in my brain which makes me want to play more of these games at this time, to slow down my experience, and to really appreciate the details and moments in a game. These have some of the biggest impacts on me as well, and these are the games that I remember most vividly going forward into the new year. So although it's not a fix-all solution, maybe what you need is a slow burner game to reignite your passion for video games in the first place. As always, thanks for watching.